Hi, this is my quick review of an Ergohuman ergonomic office chair. First impressions, it's really comfortable. It took a little bit of time to set it up properly. So let's just go through this bit by bit. The headrest of the chair, that's adjustable. The back of the chair moves up and down, and the arms do too as well. And the seat moves forwards and backwards. So, impressions. Well, the mesh is a very soft mesh, so it doesn't get tiring to sit on for a great length of time. I tend to keep the back in this sort of synchro mode, which means that you can kind of lean back with it, which is what I tend to do throughout the day. Sort of rock back just a little bit when I'm working, just add a bit of resistance to it. Otherwise, they kind of bolt up, which is fine as well. I suppose it's down to preference. Things worth mentioning on it. Well, the backrest, two kind of catches there and there. And if you push them in, it then means you can lower or raise this back as you need to. When you do that, the whole thing goes up and down, including this lumbar support here. So I had it on this hole there, and that meant that this lumbar support kind of fitted into the small of my back, which is where it's supposed to go. So you don't have individual adjustment of this lumbar support bar. Instead, it kind of pushes into your back permanently via this sort of spring, sort of goes around the back here. So the way that's set at the moment, like I say, is that that bar fits into hopefully the small one back. It is very supportive. One thing I noticed is that there is kind of this plastic bar that goes along the back here where the mesh meets the edge, and I find that does kind of feel that sometimes sort of halfway through, but generally it's very comfortable. The headrest, you can tilt the angle of it, and that changes how much it's in contact with your head. I suppose when you're normally working, you don't really touch your head against it, but when you really lean back a bit, you do. I think you can also change the height up to 4 different heights as well, which is good. Another problem is the armrests. I mean, they're very comfortable. They go up and down, forwards, back, and you can also hook each one as you want. This is a bit too high for me, but the least they go, lowest they go down is here, and that means that they're kind of always present. So I find, for example, that's a bit of a problem if I go underneath my desk. I kind of hit the desk a bit, so it'd be nice if the arms went down a bit further. Another thing you'll notice about it is that if you lean back, the arms go backwards with the chair, and that's another problem if you're underneath your desk, you've got them hooked under slightly, lean back and you find that they get trapped. So that's another little flaw with it. But that's about the only things really. The mesh is very comfortable. I think I'm going to order this chair, but I'm going to try a few other chairs out. But I guess my concern would be for the seat base, which is also mesh, whether that's going to give after a bit, you know, it's going to stay that tight or it's going to dip and sag. But having said that, this chair is kind of the testing model, so it's already been tried out by lots of people, so presumably it will be showing any wear and tear by now. But no, I'm impressed with it. The actual mechanism is very well made. And this is a really solid metal at the back of the chair here. This is the spring attaches to the lumbar bar. And this is what supports it and keeps it pressed in. And the catches here and here. But the mechanism is very, very sturdy underneath. In terms of controls, This one here changes the amount of pressure that's applied, that you have to apply to the back to kind of get it to lean back. And you've got this kind of freeway lever. This way adjusts whether the seat goes forwards or backwards. Tilt it backwards, it sort of stays there, and that means that you can no longer recline if you want to lock it in a certain position. And this one makes it go up and down. So online it did mention that on this side you had some separate controls as well, one which affects the tilt of the chair seat. Interestingly, this one, which I think is a version 2, doesn't have this control. It should be here, but interestingly the wires to it do go into that control, so maybe that's something to just check for with your supplier to see what version it has exactly and what controls. But on the whole, reasonably pleased with it.